Hi, good evening. My name is Callie Gardner. I apologize for the late assignment. I have been ill, but this is going to be my Harmonize submission for this week. So, me as an advocate, by using my personal advocacy survey and the characteristics that I fit, I find myself to be an advocate who is a good listener, who is passionate about what I advocate for, and can communicate points, ideas, or importance of things when speaking about advocacy areas that I'm interested in. For example, I just recently finished a food drive that I put together, and I was able to collect non-perishable items of food as well as other items for college students at Arizona's Pitchfork Pantry through any Starbucks drop-off location in my general district or area or region. This is one of the flyers from that food drive, and also a photo of me. These were some professional photos I got taken as well. My depiction of me as an advocate, I wanted to take a different route instead of using just a drawing. I used GIFs of things we see all around the world. First, we have a TV show where a police officer is having food with a homeless man on a subway. It's just a simple act of sharing food that is able to then help that homeless man with his food insecurity for that day, so he knew where his meal was coming from for that evening. Then we have a grocery cart full of items. Now, I don't know exactly if these food items are being used for home use, but in this depiction, it's going to be used as I hope that my depiction as an advocate is I can fill that cart for somebody or help somebody else know where their meal is coming from. And then the last one, we have almost a YouTube video or TV show-esque way of sharing a meal with numerous amounts of people. This reminds me of what a lot of food banks do for Thanksgiving, where they invite any and all people to come have a Thanksgiving meal or Christmas meal to make sure that they are not going without for the holidays. My chosen advocacy area was food insecurity in Arizona. A summary being, according to ASU News, almost 1 in 3, or 32% of Arizona households experience food insecurity since COVID-19, which is a 28% increase from the year prior to the pandemic, when the food insecurity rate was only 25%. This is significant because access to food became scarce after a pandemic that caused so much harm in retrospect already. Why is this an issue? The reason that this is a significant issue is because there's been little to no increase in support from governmental assistance. There's only so much to go around from food help, such as churches, food banks, and corporations' donations as well. It's like a big slice of cake. There's only 8 to 12 slices in a cake. Once you're out of cake, you can't have any more cake. The reason that this is an advocacy example, and why it is so important is because it can be a simple fix. As spoken in the reading, advocacy practice for social justice, the opposite of being educated is being ignorant. Some may say that this could be used to be considered a share the wealth situation, and in a way it can be. However, given that Arizona households waste $945 worth of food annually, or in other words, almost a quarter of 23% of their food each month, this can be difficult to near impossible. The other advocacy area that I was going with was also going to be mental health in college students. Mental health in teenagers is the topic I hear a lot from, but this is mostly because I work with teenagers or young adults. I found the category of mental health in college students just as intriguing, mostly because I am one and I'm around them all the time. With this, I'm also a college student who struggles with their mental health due to educational workload in addition to work to a full-time job. It is nearly impossible for me to only do one or the other. I have to do both. As explained in our reading, having an interest in the topic seems to instill potential advocates with an irresistible urge to get going and make a difference right now. So there are many I know that also struggle with their mental health, and so they might be more interested in being an advocate. By having personal connection to mental health, it pushes me to want to make changes in my community, my age group, right this second, and help improve their lives. Mental health is important for the function of information processes in any stage of development or stages of life, whether that be early childhood stage or late adult stage or anywhere in between. Some possible organizations would be the Pitchfork Pantry at Arizona State University, once again to expand upon the last project I did, St. Vincent de Paul Food Bank, St. Mary's Food Bank, or Feed My Starving Children. These are 4 organizations that can be a good starting point for partnerships that could support the advocacy for food insecurity in my community. The reason for this is because they not only all correlate with my chosen area of advocacy, but they already are in the same category of advocacy, meaning that they too are already advocating for food security by distributing food to lesser fortunate families and individuals. I currently have worked with Pitchfork Pantry as well as Starbucks Coffee Company in order to gather donations previously, so I am comfortable with those too. I feel like resources can be the opponent in this, they be one of the opponents in this situation. Reasoning being is not everybody's made of money, or not everybody can share their money, or not, and that's only because we're only given a specific amount weekly, monthly, bi-weekly, annually, and you're made to budget for only your family. That's why we have the issue of food waste, and redistributing food waste is an important way to help others as well. Food is not of abundant supply, and with that, farmers only make up less than 2% of American populations, and is thus responsible for feeding the rest of the 98%, assuming that the 98% is even able to afford the food to begin with. Outcomes and expectations. By partnering with organizations that already have a bigger voice in the community in terms of food insecurity, I am further able to spread awareness, importance, and necessity of support. By understanding severity of food insecurity, I can educate not only those involved in potential working organizations, but also my peers and personal connections to the community. Some targets being providing attainable goals that can be completed in a timely manner will give opportunity for results. The steps taken will be as follows and in accordance to the stages of the advocacy cycles we're learning in class. Establish contact with potential organizations. Decide which among the interested organizations is the best suited partner to be with. Create a plan for food insecurity awareness and have a more widespread plan of identifying areas of food insecurity in local areas, and create a way to cater or support these areas, execute a plan, or distribute either food or education. Thank you so much for watching this presentation. I hope you took something away from it. I would love some feedback and appreciate all of you very much. Have a good day.